What secret did you find out about someone that permanently changed the way you looked at them? Story 1. In my early days as a lawyer, I represented a sweet old widower with Parkinson's disease who was being sued by a local store for groceries his late wife had purchased on credit card without ever paying for. I felt awful for him. And then, shortly before trial, I found out he'd done jail time for molesting children. That roller coaster was intense. Story 2. I just found out yesterday that my wife, 29, a teacher, started an affair with a student, 18, of hers about 2 months ago. We have been together for 10 years and married for 4. We have a 4-month-old daughter and she threw it all away. Career, marriage, family. I had no idea anything was wrong until 6 days ago when I found her crying in bed and she told me she was depressed, no longer in love with me, and suicidal mostly because of my drinking habits. I took sole responsibility, swore off drinking, and had us signed up for marriage counseling the same day, plus got her in contact with a postpartum depression group. 6 days later, she is sent into a crisis center by her school, and I find out everything after the psychiatrist there makes her tell me the truth when I show up to bring her home. My life is so fucked right now that I can't even sleep, and I'm holding a 4-month-old baby trying not to cry while her cheating mother is 5 miles away in a hospital room. Safe to say, I will never see my wife the same way again. Story 3. I had a seemingly innocent friend who normally kept to herself about her issues. Then one day she told us that she couldn't tell if she had a sore throat because she was sick or because she swallowed too much cum the other night. That was the only thing I associated her name with afterwards. When I got into uni at 18, I ran into a girl I was in high school with when we were 11 or 12. We caught up regularly, and one day she told me, very nonchalantly, about how the previous night she had engaged in sexual acts with a car full of guys in exchange for weed. I was a bit stunned, mainly because it's so easy to find weed in that town. Who do I have to fuck to get some bud around here? Blue minivan over there. Thank you. A family member's ex-wife of several years, whom I was still close with, asked me to never leave my daughter alone with my relative. She said that the reason they never had kids is that he confided, when incredibly drunk, that he had uncontrollable desires towards young, really young girls. He was upset and told her that he felt he was evil and deserved to die. She asked him if he ever did anything, and he said no, and asked her to forgive him, and asked God to make him better. Again, he was like blackout intoxicated. This was surprising information. She didn't tell me in spite and actually still loves him very much. I haven't heard or seen evidence of grooming or any extra attention paid to any of the female children in my family. He could have just been really drunk and out of his mind, but there is zero way I'm going to leave my daughter alone with him or let her out of my sight at family functions. I don't have evidence that what she said was true, so I can't really do anything with the information other than be diligent. Story 4. My wife's bestie confided in us, while short of money, was moonlighting as a professional dominatrix. Until then, we had thought that she was super vanilla. Story 6. I had a work friend back in the day. His wife was really mean to him. She always would tell me his kids hated him, even though they would run up to the door excited when their daddy was home. And when she was really mad at him, she would flip out and say that he fucked his sister and fucked a pig. He would just ignore her and not say anything back. Now, I just ignored it because she would always try and make him look bad when she was mad at him. Well, one night we were drinking and he was pretty drunk. His wife got mad and did it again, but this time the heated exchange went like this. You fucked your sister and you fucked a pig once. Long pause. You know what? Fuck you. That shit happened like 3 years ago. You need to just drop it and move on. I don't deserve to have it rubbed in my face all the time. Then I realized why she held such resentment towards him, and I noped the fuck out of there and never talked to them again. I feel so bad for their kids. It was a really dysfunctional situation for them. Luckily, I heard they aren't together anymore. Story 7. There's an engineering professional at my workplace that likes to wear pricey articles of clothing. He even sports a Breitling wristwatch priced from $3,000 to over $17,000 as his work timepiece. Turns out that he and his wife are buried beneath a mountain of credit card debt, and while I do not look down my nose at him, I definitely view his attire and accessories differently knowing that fact. Damn, I felt like I was splurging when I bought my $150 watch. Story 8. Sibling set of cousins, my third cousins, 2 sisters and a brother. The youngest sister, she's 31 this year, this happened in about 2009-ish, was dating a mixed-race guy, one parent black, the other white. I didn't realize how racist the family was. They told her to leave him immediately, and when they found out she not only hadn't left him but was also now having sex with him, her siblings beat her up while their father watched, and they forced her onto a plane to the EU the next day, black eye and all. Had her personal documents seized by her sister and was basically a prisoner to her. I found out about a year later about this when our other cousin told me. I can never look at anyone in that family again the same way, and it's so sad because as a kid, I was very fond of them. The older sister had a coffee shop which my dad used to take us to a lot, and I think that's where he met my stepmom. I am not sure if this is a secret now since my mom knows and I didn't tell her. Though at the time, my cousin asked me to keep it quiet because it was top secret and very sensitive information. I don't know if any of the family know what I know about this as well. If any of them ever read this, you guys suck. Story 9. Here's a positive one. My wife, a defense attorney, has a work colleague who is the biggest asshole you'll ever meet. A blowhard who revels in winning at any cost and brags about the snarky things he does to really twist the knife. He's known as a sharp legal mind, but I get the sense that he likes to try and screw weaker ADAs or other counselors and loves it when he catches them in some technicality. He makes all those stereotypes about lawyers seem valid. My church had a sort of Habitat for Humanity-esque service weekend where we were rehabbing an old warehouse into a new space as a temporary women's shelter for battered women. The offices were already up, but the individual rooms needed to be refloored, the bathrooms retiled, sheetrock needed to be hung and primed. To my surprise, I saw the asshole there with a tool belt helping to install a sink. Long story short, he donates his legal services to that one shelter, helping to set up restraining orders, divorces, custody, etc. for abused women trying to get away from their abusive partners and family. At first, I wondered if this was some sort of court-ordered community service. It wouldn't surprise me if he had done something to deserve it and then pissed off a judge somewhere, but no. The coordinator for the shelter, who was working with my church, says that he had been doing that for the past few years. Apparently, his wife's previous husband was an abuser, and he has a real heart for people in that situation. Edit. I don't know if that's really a secret, but my wife didn't know about it and didn't believe me when I told her. He obviously doesn't brag about it, which is something I thought he would totally do. TLDR, asshole attorney actually has a heart. We sincerely appreciate you taking the time to watch our YouTube video. If you find our content helpful and enjoyable, please click the subscribe button to stay updated on any new videos we share in the future. Thank you once again, and we hope to see you in our next upcoming videos.